Hello friends, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I really hope that you'll consider subscribing to my channel if you're enjoying the instruction that I'm giving you. Welcome to episode 2 of my practice hack series, and today we will be discussing playing cleanly. So what does it mean to play cleanly? When your playing is clean, you're not hearing any unwanted or extra noises. So I have gotten this question several times from beginners asking how to eliminate just extra noises while they're playing. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video, playing more clean. So there are 2 reasons why you could be hearing unwanted noises when you're playing. The first reason is that you are not performing your string crossings correctly. So when I am moving from a higher string to a lower string, so say E to G, my wrist is going to lead that motion. Now it's important to note that elbow follows, right? Elbow doesn't just stay here while I go to G string. Elbow follows, but wrist is the thing that leads the motion. Now when I'm going from a lower string to a higher string, it's the opposite. Elbow leads the motion. Now again, it's not like wrist just stays here and then I don't even think that's possible. They kind of almost move as a unit, but each one takes turns being the leader. If you're finding that you're having trouble with string crossings in your piece, I would suggest stopping before each string crossing. So say I played this, and then I needed to string cross, I would stop, make sure that my bow is stopped before I cross the string. That could also cause some unwanted noises, crossing the string while your bow is still moving. So stop the bow before you cross, and then make sure the correct part of your arm is leading the motion. Now the second reason you could be hearing unwanted strings is that your elbow and or wrist are not in the right plane. So let's talk about our wrists first. When it comes to our wrist, when we're hitting different strings, a lot of times what's happening is we're kind of going up and down with our wrist, and that's what's causing our bow to change strings and hit strings that we don't necessarily want to hear. So you just need to make sure that you're moving your wrist in a straight line. This does take a bit of control, and it's definitely something that we have to learn at first. Playing long bows on the violin is so much harder than playing short bows. So that's why we start out with the twinkle rhythms at first, right? Because we're trying to establish bow hold, we're trying to establish bow motion, and we're not quite ready for all of the special techniques that it takes to draw a long straight bow. And our wrist staying in one plane is part of that. Now as for your elbow can either be too high or too low. So when I'm on the E string, my elbow is very close to my body. You can see there's a tiny bit of space, so it's not actually touching my body, but it's very low, it's very close to my body. As I go to the A string, it lifts up a bit. As I go to D string, it lifts up a bit. And then as I go to G string, it lifts up a bit as well. I think the most common mistake I see is on A and E string, having the elbow too high, and then on D and D string, having the elbow too low. So again, E string close to my body, A string, D string, and then G string. On the higher strings, elbow and wrist should almost be in line. You can see my elbow's a little bit lower than my wrist, which is perfectly fine. That means that I'm not tensing, I'm not holding my upper arm up, and I'm not raising my shoulder, which is a good thing. So those are the reasons why you could be hitting different strings. Now, obviously, I'm not there with you, so I can't tell you exactly which one is specific to you, but I think practicing it in front of a mirror is always a great idea, and keeping these principles in mind and really evaluating yourself. If you're interested in having me evaluate you, my email is in the description and we can set up a free trial lesson. Once you stop hitting different strings, the level of your playing is just going to be so much higher than it was before. So really incorporating these elements into your practice is going to help you improve. Please let me know if you have any questions down in the comments, and thank you for watching.